Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to look at being able to add and subtract fractions. We've got 4 success criteria. The first one is to add and subtract fractions with the same denominator. So a lot of people make this mistake when they say that 1/5 plus 2/5 equals 3/10. So we can show that this is wrong if we highlight 1/5 and highlight another 2/5. We can see altogether we have 3/5. So our answer is actually 3/5 instead of 3/10. So when the denominators are the same, we simply add the numerators together. And it's the same for subtract. If we've got 5/7 and we take away 2/7, what we're left with is 3/7. So again, when the denominators are the same, we can just subtract the numerators. So here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So for this one, we just add the top two numbers together, but the bottom number stays the same. So my answer is 7/9. Here's another one for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see the answer, press play. Again, for this one, we just subtract the numerators, and the bottom number stays the same. So my answer is 3/5. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. So here are your answers. There's your green answers. There's your amber answers. There's your red answers. And there's your purple answers. So you can mark those. So now we've completed success criteria 1, we're going to move on to number 2, and this is to add and subtract fractions with different denominators. So when the denominators are different, we need to do something else. So here we've got 1/4, and we want to add a half. So if we split the half into quarters, you can see we've got 3/4 altogether. And that's what we have to do numerically. We need to make the bottom numbers the same. So if we think about what we could make the 4 and the 5 into, so you've got your multiples of 4 and your multiples of 5, you can see 20 is a multiple of both numbers. So we can make them both into 20. Now remember, what you times the bottom number by, you've got to times the top number by the same thing. So if we've times 4 by 5 to get 20, we need to times the top by 5 as well. So 1 times 5 is 5. Over here, what have we times 5 by to make 20? Well, we've times it by 4, so we need to times the top by 4 as well. So 2 times 4 is 8. So now the denominators are both the same number, I can just add the numerators. So 5 plus 8 is 13. So my answer is 13/20. Again, it's the same thing for subtraction. So I need to make the denominators both the same number. So I'll think about my multiples of 4 and my multiples of 6. And you can see 12 is a multiple of both numbers. So I can make them both out of 12. So I need to think, what have I times 4 by to make 12? Well, I've times it by 3. So I need to times the top number by 3 as well. So 3 times 3 is 9. Same thing over here. What have I times 6 by to make 12? Well, I've times it by 2, so I need to times the top by 2 as well. So 5 times 2 is 10. Then the bottom number stays the same, and I just subtract the top numbers. So 9 take away 10 is minus 1. So my answer is minus 1/12. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So for this one, I can make this one into a 20th by timesing it by 4. So I need to times the top by 4 as well. And the second fraction can just stay the same. So now they're both out of 20. I just do 12 take away 3, which is 9. So my answer is 9/20. Here's another question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. Again, for this one, I need to make the denominators the same number. So if I make them both 6, I've times the first fraction by 2, so I need to times the top by 2 as well. And I've times the second fraction by 3, so I need to times the top by 3 as well. Then I can just add the top two numbers together, so that'd be 7, and the bottom number stays the same. So my answer is 7/6, and I can convert that into a mixed number, so that's 1 1/6. We can do this on a calculator as well. So to do 2/5 plus 3/4, I do 2, then I press the fraction button, then 5, then I add 3, press the fraction button to make 3/4, and then press equals. So my answer is 23/20. If I press shift and then the SD button, I can make it into a mixed number. So it'll be 1 3/20. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers, your amber answers, and your red answers. And now we've completed success criteria 2. So now we're going to move on to success criteria 3, and this is to add and subtract mixed numbers. So we want to add together 2 1/4 plus 3 1/8. So the first thing we need to do is make them into improper fractions. Then, just like before, I can make the denominators the same number, so I can times this fraction by 2. So it's 18/8. And the second fraction can just stay the same. And if I add those together, I get 43/8. And I can convert that to a mixed number. So my final answer is 5 3/8. I do the same thing for subtraction. So I can convert both numbers into improper fractions. So that'd be 7/2, take away 9/7. I can make the denominators the same, times this fraction by 7 and this fraction by 2, so there's 14 on the bottom of both. So that means I'll have 49/14 as the first fraction and 18/14 as the second fraction. And then I simply take 49 away from 18, 49 take away 18, so that's 31/14. And I just need to remember to put it back into a mixed number at the end. So my final answer is 2 3/14. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So for this question, I need to make them both improper fractions. Then I can make the denominators the same. So that's 45 over 20, take away 32 over 20, which is 13 over 20. And that fraction just stays as it is. So my final answer is 13 over 20. Here's another question for you to have a go at. Again, pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So for this one, again, make them into improper fractions. Then I need to make the denominators the same. So I'll have 28 over 20 and 35 over 20. So that's 63 over 20. And then I just need to convert it back into a mixed number. So that's 3 and 3/20. I can do this using the calculator again. So if I want to do 1 2/5 plus 2 1/3, I type in 1, then I press shift and then the fraction button, and then 2 and go down to do fifths. Then I go across and press plus 2, press shift and the fraction button, and 1/3, and then press equals. So my answer is 56 over 15. And to make it a mixed number, press shift and then the SD button. So my final answer as a mixed number is 3 and 11/15. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers, there's your amber answers, and there's your red answers. So the greens made jaguar, the ambers made sloth, and the reds made parrot. So now we've completed success criteria 3, so we're going to move on to number 4, and this is to apply to problem solving questions. So this question says a bag contains 2 1/3 kilograms of flour, another bag contains 3 2/5 kilograms of flour. How much flour is there altogether? So we want to add these two together. So I need to make them both into improper fractions. Then make the denominators the same. So I've times this one by 5 and this one by 3. Then I can add the numerators together and convert it back into a mixed number. So my final answer is 5 and 11 over 15 kilograms. Here's two questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. Here are your answers. So for the green question, we need to do 2 1/4, take away 1 1/3. So we make them both into improper fractions. We make the denominators the same. So I've times this fraction by 3 and this fraction by 4. and I take away the numerators. So 27 take away 16 is 11, so my final answer is 11/12. For the red question, I need to do 2 1/3 take away 1 1/5. So I convert them both into improper fractions. And then I can take away 7/10 as well. If I make all the denominators the same, so I can make them all 30. So I've times this one by 10, this one by 6, and this one by 3. And I do 70, take away 36, and then take away 21. So that's 13/30. And now we've completed success criteria 4. So now that I've completed the last objective, it's time to end the video. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you found it useful. Make sure to like and subscribe and be sure to check out the other videos on the rest of the channel. I'll see you next time. See ya.